Okay, now let's talk a little bit about cooking. What good is all that food we talked about without having a way to cook it? When the electricity is out, you will need to find a way to boil water to make it drinkable, or to add to those freeze-dried packets we talked about. To warm up food that you've already prepared, or that's all it needs is a little bit of heat, or to cook food in general. For those of you that have natural gas and have an in-house stovetop burner, prior to the hurricane, see if you can start that stovetop without the electric starter that's built into that. Sometimes you can turn the gas on, light a match, hold it there, and it will light up. Just keep in mind, never put your face right over the burner with gas on and then light it, because you could burn your face, or at least burn your eyebrows off. Another thing to consider is with a charcoal grill, conventional type. This is one of many ways that you can generate heat to boil water or to cook with or cook on. Just have plenty of matches handy, and if you're not really good starting a fire, or if you're using charcoal, you're going to need charcoal lighter, so have that available. You can also use some firewood. You'll have to cut it up into smaller pieces, but you can light a fire with firewood in a grill for cooking. But again, that's going to take some effort. Use the little sticks for tinder to get the bigger sticks on fire. Propane grills are a great option. They're usually very easy to light and to use. Be sure to have extra bottles of propane available long before the hurricane is approaching. Great thing about propane grills is sometimes they have a little burner on the side. This is specially made for setting a pot on for cooking. Propane cookers, these are my recommendations. They are small enough to store away when not in use, and I believe they would also be great for those that are living in an apartment, don't have a lot of storage space. These are rather compact, and you can store them in a closet, like out on a balcony or porch. Again, this size of propane bottles are readily available at Walmart, grocery stores. I think I've seen them at Academy. Even some gas stations have these where you exchange your empty propane bottle for a full one. Pay extra to get maybe an extra one, at least to get you through a week or two. Also, count stoves. These come in a wide variety. Just make sure you have plenty of those small cans of fuel on hand that you screw into an inlet, and that you have a table to set it on outside. Since most of these don't come with legs on them, they're just something you set up on top of a table. Also, if it's been a long time since your camp stove has been used, it's been stored in an attic, out in the garage, or outside on the back porch, make sure that the rubber hose fuel lines have not dry rotted, and that the screw-in caps and stuff where you screw into the bottle, make sure there's not a lot of cobwebs or dirt daubers that have clogged those lines up. Also, you can, if you're in a rural area, you can just build a campfire in the backyard. Just put some rocks and bricks around it, and then set a grating of some type on top, and that's what you can set your pots and pans on to cook with. Also, I've seen something in numerous websites and YouTube videos about something called a rocket stove. I had a picture on the side here for you to refer to that. There's plenty online about that, and making a rocket stove is not rocket science. Something else that I've noticed here somewhat recently, but I know it's been around a while, something called a Sterno cooking stove. This is also something to consider, especially if living in an apartment and you need something compact. I've personally never used one of those, but there's plenty online about it. I'm attaching a photo here, and it looks really interesting. Now I will show you how to boil some water on a propane cooker that I bought here for my house. And you can use that water to prepare a meal in one of these freeze-dried packets that I showed you. Okay, now welcome to my garage. I am going to demonstrate how to prepare one of the freeze-dried meals that I spoke about earlier. In this case, this is one of the Mountain House versions of freeze-dried food. This particular entree is chili mac with beef. So, according to the directions, you add 2 cups of water to a pot, and you boil that, and then you add that, you open this, you pour that hot water in here, and you mix it up. So you need to get you a long spoon, and I prefer having a little folding table out here where I'm going to be preparing this as well. In this case, I'm going to use a propane cooker to boil the water, and with any type of fire, you want to have adequate ventilation. So it happens to be raining now, as you can see, so it's really makes a good, really sets the scene for a moment after a hurricane when it's still raining and you can't get outside. So I'm setting it as close here to the garage as possible, to the garage door, where you can still get that ventilation. So if you'll follow me now, I'm going to go to the propane bottle. Here's the propane bottle. So one of the first things you want to do is take off this thread protector. Okay, and then screw this on there to the threads. Just hand tighten it. Don't use any tools, because eventually you're going to have to take it off. This here is called the regulator. And right now you turn to the clockwise, it opens it. You turn to the left, it turns it off. Okay, so now this is off and this is off. This right here is the propane cooker itself. This particular one is Loco brand. I think I got it at Lowe's. And this right here is what you use to put the match in, so you can reach there and not have to put your face over that. So here's just a box of cheap matches I got at Dollar Tree. And that's how I spilt a whole bunch of them. Don't do that at home. And then let me just grab one of these right quick and go on with this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use your fingernail and kind of open that spring-loaded thing a little bit. And you get that match in there like so, and that allows you to reach in there. So now I'm going to turn the valve open on the propane tank. Okay, it still isn't in the line yet because I haven't opened the regulator. So then you open the regulator a little bit. Go ahead and start this. And then work this. There we go, got fire. Okay, take that hot match out, get it away. So now we have a nice warm blue flame going. While that's going, I'll take this time to put some of these matches back. You can increase the flame by opening the regulator, see how big the flame gets. You hear that? I'm going to dial that down quite a bit. And now I'm going to put the pot over this. That thunder was really loud. Okay, so now I'm going to have to wait a while the water boils. And we'll come back when the water's boiling, and I'll show you how we add this to the pouch of freeze-dried food. Okay, we fast forwarded through the period of time while we waited to get the water to boil. The water has come to a boil, so what we do now, we take this regulator, turn it all the way to the off position, and then turn it off at the bottle also. That's very important because that's going to be the source for your cooking heat for the duration of the period after the hurricane. So while that's sitting on there still, I'm going to open this. There's a spot right here where you can tear it open. So here we go. I'm going to open this pouch all the way up. And inside this pouch there's some type of a little bag that acts as an absorber that it takes the oxygen out of the freeze-dried packing. So you always want to take that out of a packet of freeze-dried food. You do not eat that. You can discard of that. So let's finish this, opening this the rest of the way. Okay, now since we're going to be dealing with boiling hot water, we'll use these tongs. Well, actually, that's going to stay open good enough. If the pouch doesn't stay open, you can always get something like this in there and hold it open like that while you pour it in. In this case, I think it's going to stay open enough for us. So I'll set these to the side. Then we get the boiling hot water. And make sure you handle it safely because it is hot. So now all we got to do is pour it into the pouch. Okay, that went pretty smooth. Keep that over someplace where you don't mind it getting hot. So now if you look down in there, you see our freeze-dried food. Now we mix it up really good. Again, this is very, very hot. So you want to keep a distance between your skin and that. So you want to scrape it good off the sides, off the bottom. Stir it around really good. It's smelling good already. I wish you could smell this in the video. I smell the chili and the cheese sauce. And what it's going to do, it's going to rehydrate or reconstitute these freeze-dried morsels of food. Okay, I've stirred it up pretty good. And now I'm going to check the time. It's almost 7:42. And so after 8 or 9 minutes, according to the instructions, it'll be ready to eat. Okay, so it comes with like a Ziploc fastener at the top. You want to try to seal all that heat in as much as possible. You can feel that little zipper thing coming into place now. So let's do a time hack, 7:42. So at 7:50, it should be ready to eat. Okay, we waited 8 minutes, actually about 9. We're gonna open this up now. The bag still feels very hot to the touch. Let's open this up now, see what it looks like. It smells really good. I wish my camera woman could smell of this right now. So yeah, I'll get this spoon here, stir it up a little bit more. Oh wow, when I was first stirring it, it felt like you were stirring like little bits of gravel, but now it's all soft, like a chili, soft chili kind of mix. It smells really good. I might add that, we're taking this video on May 24th, 2020, and this particular bag supposedly expired in 2013. So this will also be a test if it still tastes good after the expiration date for freeze-dried food. But it's been definitely in a dry storage area and dark. So anyhow, let's taste this. I'm afraid it's still going to be really hot though. It's very hot. It tastes really good. There's nothing wrong with this taste. It really tastes good. I'll hold the texture up here so you can see good. I mean, doesn't that look good? And this has been in storage for a long time, and all we did was add boiling water. So after a hurricane, you had no electricity. As long as you had a way to boil water, you have a really tasty meal, and I highly recommend it. So if you can source it and afford it, having some freeze-dried food would really makes it almost a luxury. I mean, you don't feel like you're suffering at all eating a meal like this after a hurricane. So bon appetit. Okay, so by now you should have plenty of ideas to come up with your own personal food plan. I won't tell you the wrong or right way to prepare for your special case, but the main thing is to do something. On the Texas Gulf Coast, we know that from November through May, that hurricane season is coming. So it's best to make a plan ahead of time and follow through on getting the supplies and the hardware that you may need. So until my next video, take care and be prepared.